Hi, I'm Mike M. from The Buttery Show here at the Burbank Marriott Convention Center for Toon Con with the legendary animator and story writer Butch Hartman. How are you doing?
Where's he? Whoa, there's a legend. Whoa, hey, how's it? How you doing, man? Nice to meet you.
How are you enjoying the convention so far?
Oh, I'm really loving it. I just love interacting with the fans. Everybody here is so nice and so supportive, and I love meeting people that have actually seen my work. You know, it's funny, you make these cartoons sort of on your own in your office, and you put them out there and you hope people see them, and then when you actually hear people do, it's really a great feeling. So my fans mean everything to me.
Awesome. So one of the earliest works you've worked on that I was a huge fan of was Johnny Bravo. Can you tell us about your experience with Johnny Bravo?
Oh yeah, Johnny Bravo was great, created by the amazing Van Partible, and I worked on that. One of my first experiences as a director on a show. I had been an artist as a character designer and a storyboard artist on other shows, but Johnny Bravo was really the first show I became a writer and a director on. So I got to work on that with Van Partible. A guy named Seth MacFarlane worked on that show as a writer. The great Jeff Bennett is the voice of Johnny Bravo. It was a really cool experience to do something like that.
Was there a particular episode you most enjoyed working on?
There were so many great ones, but one I remember really well that we really had a great time on was Johnny Bravo Meets Adam West, where Johnny Bravo met Adam West, the guy who played Batman.
Who's the mayor, by the way?
He's the mayor in Family Guy, and he plays Catman on Fairly OddParents as well.
And he's the mayor in Fairly OddParents as well, if I recall.
No, he's the mayor on Family Guy.
Family Guy.
He's Catman on Fairly OddParents,
okay.
yeah. Because he's such a talented guy, such a good sport. Yeah. And I just loved Adam tremendously. We're so blessed to have been able to work with him.
Yeah, I thought he was mayor in both shows, but it's cool. I love how he always has that.
Thanks for researching. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, it's no, he was police commissioner in The Batman. But switching back to your works though, also switching channels. What was your experience making Fairly OddParents? I know you started off with a pilot and became a full show. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of a broad question. There's a lot to answer there. But doing a show like Fairly OddParents, you start off with your initial idea, then you have to sell it to a network or a producer. In my case, it was Fred Seibert. He worked at Nickelodeon. He had a show called The Oh Yeah Show. And Fairly OddParents really started off on that show as a one short cartoon, one little 7-minute short. And then we just kept building from there. We did 4 or 5 more shorts. Eventually they tested it in front of a bunch of kids. They called it a focus test. Yeah. And we ended up, making it into a full-blown series that premiered in 2001. And the rest is history. And I was really grateful that it kept going from there.
So a little bit of a contrast is while Fairly OddParents is mostly geared as like a fantastical comedy, Danny Phantom's more of a action show with comedy in it. So what was the process of you writing and character designing for Danny Phantom?
Oh, Danny Phantom was a blast because, like you said, it was a whole different vibe. It wasn't just a comedy. It was a comic book come to life. And I love comic books. I love superheroes. That was my big chance to make my own superhero. So it was really a lot of fun. And whereas Fairly OddParents, when you watch it as half an hour, was 2 11-minute shows, you'd watch Danny Phantom, it was one 22-minute story. So it was one story per episode that time.
There was a really interesting Nickelodeon magazine comic which featured you in it, where Fairly OddParents characters only had 4 fingers, while Danny Phantom characters had 5 fingers. So I'm curious, and this maybe it's just your personal a question of your personal preference, or maybe it's an industry standard. But how does one go about deciding whether cartoon characters have 4 fingers or 5 fingers?
It's just a personal choice. Like what Fairly OddParents was so stylized. Timmy's got a giant head and a little tiny body, whereas Danny Phantom characters are a little more normally proportioned. Yeah. And I wanted to make it different than Fairly OddParents. I wanted them to have 5 fingers. I wanted them to have more human proportions and things like that. So not perfect human proportions, but more normal. So it's just a personal choice, and I wanted to make it look different because I was making both shows at the same time.
Were there any particular episodes in either of those 2 shows you most enjoyed working on?
Well, I really loved Channel Chasers for Fairly OddParents, which is where I got to take Timmy Turner into all the cartoon shows that I grew up with. And Danny Phantom, I really loved a special we did called The Ultimate Enemy, where he meets his dark future self. And that was a great story to tell.
Yeah, I especially love Maho Mushi because that was clearly a Dragon Ball Z reference.
But I love the name Maho Mushi.
Yeah.
Because we looked it up, and I guess in Japanese language it means nothing. It's like gibberish. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's like magic helmets.
Like something like that.
Yeah. So my next question is, you actually had a bit of a collaboration with DNA Studios because of a certain trilogy known as the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour. What was the process of getting both studios to work together on that collaborative crossover?
It was a lot of fun. I mean, we had a chance to make our two shows work together. We're both, at the time, I was making Fairly OddParents and Nickelodeon. They were making Jimmy Neutron. Yeah. My character's 10 years old named Timmy. Their character's 10 years old named Jimmy. One's into magic, one's into science. We're like, what are we, idiots? We have to do this. And so we decided to have them cross worlds, too.
Awesome. And we had 3 of them. That was amazing.
Yeah, did 3 of them. Yeah. It was When Nerds Collide and Jerkinators and the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour. And they all did really well in the ratings. We were very pleased, and I'm glad the audience liked them so much.
Yeah, one of my favorite Fairly OddParents episodes was the big superhero wish. Because I especially love the villains, like Dr. Croctopus and the Bull E. What does the E stand for? It's the second letter in death and the third letter in die.
Exactly. That was fun. Yeah. But we're really glad you guys watched it, and I appreciate you guys watching my show. So thank you very much.
Any current or upcoming projects you'd like to talk about that don't violate any NDAs?
Oh, absolutely. A very good question, by the way. I have a new show out now called The Garden Cartoon. It's on everywhere right now, on Apple, on Amazon, on Angel Studios. It teaches kids the Bible. And it's a blast. And not only teaches kids the Bible, it makes them laugh a lot, too. It's like basically it's Fairly OddParents with Scripture. So watch The Garden Cartoon. Check it out at gardencartoon.com.
Awesome. Well, is there any social media people can follow you on?
Yeah, you can find me on TikTok at Butch Hartman, Instagram at Butch Hartman, and like I said, just go to gardencartoon.com and get our Garden Cartoon app on the App Store.
Well, this is Mike M. with Butch Hartman here at Toon Con. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.